Welcome to the Link Building Show, episode 10. In this episode, we've got Lee here, and we're going to talk about syndicated links and their effect in SEO. As we know, with digital PR, as we reach out to all of these online publications, some of them have like regional websites, and sometimes you might see some of the articles being syndicated to other websites as well. And the question is, are these syndicated links effective? Are the links to the client website in the article as effective as the non-syndicated links? So I've got Lee here, who we're going to talk about syndicated links just with like a very casual discussion. So Lee, you have come across lots of syndicated examples, syndicated links and syndicated articles. What are your thoughts on syndication, and especially what do you think the effect of a link within a syndicated article could be in terms of SEO?
Well, I think they're I've come across quite a few, and I think they are quite good in terms of if you want to spread around a brand name. But in terms of SEO, they're not as effective, but it doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad. They're really good at, like I said, spreading coverage of a client across different websites, and you can get tens, maybe even hundreds of syndicated links from just one story. So
can you give us like an example of like maybe some people watching this will not be 100% clear on what a syndication is? Can you give us like an example of a campaign that you've done and then it got syndicated, and then just let us know what's your experience with this?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I posted it was my Monopoly piece, which I did a modern version of Monopoly board, and that got posted by the network content at Reach PLC. And from that, it got on all the regional publications, and it was basically just the exact same story, the exact same article, exact same headlines, that same picture, whatever, but it got syndicated on all these regional publications. So I got 30 plus links from it, just from that. So really good to see. That was a good example.
Awesome. Well, you've got some other links as well, right? Not just syndicated ones.
In terms of on top of the syndicated links, I also got coverage in, for example, in your area as well, and other publications. I think I got Swansea Bay News, for example, and just smaller publications, but not necessarily syndicated. They just kind of took their story and put their own swing on it. So that might be
awesome.
Something that happens, in which case a journalist might see your story and maybe even completely rewrite it, but as long as they attach that link in.
And maybe that journalist who covered it in the other publication, in a non-syndicated publication, maybe they have seen your link in a syndicated article, because those regionals have got lots of audience and other journalists are watching them. So it could help not just kind of getting the brand name out and having some SEO benefits, but also just exposing the story to some other journalists as well, who can pick it up and rewrite it. That's another hidden benefit of syndicated links.
Yeah, I definitely think another benefit as well is, especially with regional publications, a lot of these have their own Twitter, Facebook, Instagram accounts, so they will also post it on there, which could provide further coverage through social media as well. So it's great to be posted on there.
Indeed. Yeah. Indeed, just getting the eyeballs. And I think with this one, as you said, like especially getting the eyeballs of other journalists who can potentially find their own story in it and then hopefully cover it on their publication.
Yeah. From a technical SEO standpoint, Fery, what are your thoughts on them?
Well, I think they are indeed not as potent, as powerful in terms of SEO and ranking power as a non-syndicated link, but they still hold some SEO value. I've seen sometimes the syndicated article outranking the original article when you search for the story. This can happen when a lower DR website is publishing the story, and then let's say Yahoo is syndicating the story. And Google, when you search for the title, will rank Yahoo instead of the lower DR, like the lower authority website. In this case, Google identifies the Yahoo website as being the powerful entity for this piece, for this article. Therefore, if you have a link on Yahoo, of course within the syndicated article, it's going to be really powerful. And so is like MSN and some other big publications are also doing this. So I think this is where, again, Google can consider a syndicated link in some instances as being even more powerful than the original article. Do you have anything else to kind of say about syndicated links?
Yeah, I think another thing, when Google, if you're searching for syndicated links on Google, there's a thing at the bottom which says show results that have been removed. I think it says something along those lines. So to find the most you can for the syndicated links, click that, and you could have up to 3 or 4 pages of links that you didn't even see from Google normally shows from a syndicated article, show about, 2 or 3, but when you click that option, it can go up to 40 plus.
Indeed. It will show all of the kind of articles that Google thought they are irrelevant because they are the same. So there's also an interesting way to find out which is the main article. Do you know how to find out which is the main article of the syndicated link? So let's say you have 50 articles. All of them are all of them are like copies of the original. How are you going to find out which is the original? Do you know this?
No, but I'd love to know. That'd be...
Yeah. So many people might not know, but all you have to do is just inspect the source code and then look at the rel canonical tag, and it usually takes you back to the original article where it's a really good way to identify which is the actual source. And you can do it, and you will see if you go in our system, or if you find some other syndicated pieces, you can just view the source code, just Command F or Control F if you're on Windows, and just search for canonical. And they will show you on all 50 websites, or 49, they will point to like the 50th, like the main website. It will be the same URL. That's how you find out which is the original one. So that's a tip that probably many people don't know this, but yeah, I think it's useful.
No,
sometimes.
I didn't know that. No. Yeah.
Awesome, nice one. Well, thank you very much, Lee. It was great to chat about syndicated links, and I hope this was like insightful, and I hope this kind of clears some doubts about syndicated links. The takeaway is like they do not have as much value as the original link, but they still have some value, some SEO value. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time.